Hi, I'm Kathy Jackson Hall, and today I want to talk to you about some quick tips on how to improve our Facebook Lives. I'm not talking about content today, I'm just talking about, in general, how to improve it. Some of these things are actions we can do before the Facebook Live, and some of them are things that we can do during the Facebook Live. And I got these tips during a recent challenge I did with Ray Higdon. So the first thing you can do before you record your Facebook Live is look around you. Is your environment well lit? Can we see you? Try not to be in shadow. Is there a lot of noise around? I know we have families. If we're recording in the home, people will walk in even though you tell them you're going to record a Facebook Live. Don't worry about that. Just roll with it. But if it's really noisy, unless you really have to record a live, you might want to wait a little bit. For example, it's wintertime in Canada. I was going to record the Facebook Live earlier this afternoon, and the snowplows were out back. And I did a test, and yes, you could hear those heavy machines. And I don't want people sitting there saying or thinking, what's that noise behind her? The other thing is, I don't want to sound nasty, but try not to be recording in a messy area. It just doesn't reflect well on you. They can only see a portion of your room, in my example. Hi, Jennifer. And that, there could be a disaster area out of range of the camera. That doesn't matter, but at least make the effort to have the area around you tidy. Unless you're one of those Japanese methods, how to declutter. So that's something to think about. Another thing is, if you want to get more viewers, take about 5 to 10 minutes before your Facebook Live. Go on your wall and engage with people. Pick about 20 postings and at least like a posting. If you can love one, make a comment on some of them, but be very careful. Make sure that there are postings that are relevant to you. If it's something political and you're not into politics, there's a whole screen full of postings that you can pick from. So just scroll by, and if you don't have to sit there for hours. In the challenge, we had people saying, well, I'd like to do a Facebook Live, but it takes me about 40 minutes to interact with some people. And then you're probably getting into long discussions, and you don't really need to do that. The other tip that Ray had, I'll put it in here because it's related to engagement, but also allow yourself some time after the live is posted on your wall to react to people who watched it. And then if you can, go back later and re-engage with people, additional comments if you see notifications. It just really helps. So the third thing to do before you go live is add a title to the Facebook Live on your posting. It makes it easier for people. If they come by and they see you sitting there with a video, they'll probably read the content of the posting. But if there's a title to the video, they're going to say, oh, I want to improve my Facebook Lives. I'm going to watch that. It just takes a few minutes. And also, I mentioned this on another video, if you end up having a lot of videos, which is our goal, right? Having them titled, when you go to sort them and look for things, it just makes it so much easier. Especially, if you're, at one point I was trying to do this, I'd record Facebook Lives during the week, and on the weekend I'd move them to YouTube. Well, if you've done a lot, I was never in that category, but if you had done a lot, you'd find it hard to remember what you talked about on which day. So it saves you some time. So during the Facebook, one of the things you can do is when somebody joins you, such as Jennifer joined me, say hello. Just takes a second. If somebody asks a question and you can answer it during the Facebook Live, take the time. If you have a hater or you have somebody who posted something nasty, You can either, if you feel you can handle it, address it. And if you can't, just let it go by, deal with it later. Don't let a hater or a negative person hijack a Facebook Live. This is your real estate. You control it. Remember that. Another thing, if you've done a video, which a lot of us do, with a lot of tips, I really probably should have started that off and said, I have 5 tips. Then they know what they're looking for. So, see, I can learn. At the end, just do a quick recap of the 5 tips. Because what that does is, one, it lets them, it sort of reinforces what they've just learned. And there's a possibility if they were taking notes and they missed one, they could just pick it up quickly. So that really helps. And at the end of every video, Ray suggests that you have a call to action. Now, the idea is after the person watches your video, you want more interaction with them. That's the goal of the call to action. So what he says is it doesn't always have to be the same call to action. So you don't always have to say, please go to my blog. And it shouldn't also be the same thing like, if you see the video, like it. You want something that has a little more involvement from them. And the purpose, the other thing he mentioned during our challenge is some people have a lot of call to action, and it gets, people get confused easily when they're watching videos, and they're not sure which one they're going to do. You're lucky if they do one, so pick a strong one. I watched a video one time, and it was, hi, if you watch this video and you're live, please like, love, or share it a group, share it here, and there was a list of places to share. And if you post a comment on what you got out of the video and what you liked, what you didn't like, and if you want more information, do this. And it went on and on and on. And I noticed on that video, I was watching it about 4 days after it was released, and there's very little engagement. And this was somebody who tended to have engagement, so that's a sign. And when you want them to do something, like in your call to action, be specific and detailed. Say, if you want more information on how to improve your Facebook Lives, please reach out to me, send me a private message. You can either do that through your chat, look me up, send me the message, or just go to my wall and there's a message button and send me the message. Then it's clear and people know what to do. So, since I'm following my own advice, here were the 5 tips. Check your environment to make sure it's ready to be recorded in. Engage with your audience before and after. If a title, the third title, or the third tip was to add a title to your Facebook Live. The 4th one, which I'm doing now, if you had a list of topics, repeat them at the end to reinforce. And the last one is have a call to action. Not always the same one, but have something for the viewers to do. And then as a wrap up, thank them for watching and have another message. So what I like to say is, thank you all for watching. I hope you got something out of this, and I'll see you later on another video. Bye for now.